Hi everyone, this is AP Singh. I welcome you all on my channel Medicos Marthi. Hope you all are happy and healthy. My dear friends, today we are going to practice previous year questions of radiology. Okay, the subject is radiology and the exam is NEET PG Jan 2020. So the year is 2020, month is Jan and the exam is NEET PG. So before starting our practice, I want to request all those who are new to my channel, my dear friends, please subscribe my channel and press on notification bell icon so that you can get more important upcoming videos updates. Okay, so let's start. First question: which of the following statement is true regarding radiation? Here are four statements. Choose one correct one. Okay. So let's see what is the correct answer. Correct answer is the intensity of radiation. Okay. It is absolutely correct and it is correct according to inverse square line radiation. The intensity of radiation is inversely proportional to the square of distance from the source. Okay, so according to inverse square law, it is absolutely correct. What about other sentence? Rapidly dividing cell are resistant to radiation. No, it's incorrect. It is half correct. Okay. GI mucosa is one of the radio resistant tissue. Okay, it's also incorrect. Small blood cell are least resistant to radiation. It is also incorrect. So let's see how we can correct these incorrect statement. Okay, these are incorrect. So let's see correct ones. Okay. So first thing is that rapidly dividing cells which are least differentiated. Okay, only rapidly dividing cells are not radiosensitive. If the rapidly dividing cells and which are only least differentiated are more radiosensitive. Okay, so if examiner is writing like this, rapidly dividing cells which are least differentiated are more radiosensitive, then it's correct choice. Okay, what is next? Most sensitive cell. Okay, most sensitive cell is spermatogonia. Okay, most sensitive cell among the body cell is spermatogonia. Okay, not GI tissue. What is next? Least sensitive cells are nerve cell and muscle fibers. Okay, least sensitive cells are nerve cell and muscle fibers. So these three choice A, B, D are now changed and these are correct choice. Okay, if examiner give any one of these, then you can mark them as correct. Okay, so first question is done. Let's move to next question. What is next question? Identify the investigation being performed and possible diagnosis. Okay, so you can see the image here and you can see the options here. Okay, there are four options. So you can see the image and I can give you a little bit hint. Okay, here it is marked already. What is this? Okay, so let's see what is the correct answer. So my dear friends, correct answer is MCU with bulbar structure. Okay, and you here you can see it is the same image, but here it is the correctly mentioned that it is MCU. Okay, so the correct answer is MCU with bulbar structure. What is MCU? Micturating urethrophy. Okay, or you can also say it as descending urethrophy, or you can also say it as widening cystourethropy, and it is used in the study of posterior urethra. Okay, it is used in the study of posterior urethra. Okay, and in next image I will tell you what is this. Okay, so let's see, it is a structure here. Okay, it is a structure here. So let's see in image clearly. Here you can see it is a bulbar urethral structure. Okay, the same image and it is here mentioned that it is a bulbar urethral structure. Okay, it is image of MCU. Okay, here you can say it is a bladder, it is a structure. Okay, everything is mentioned. Okay, what is an another point which you can also remember from the question? MCU another word RUC. Okay, when we are studying anterior urethra. Okay, during the study of anterior urethra with contrast. Okay, that time we use the technique that is RUC, retrograde urethropy, or you can also say it is असेंडिंग यूरेथ्रोग्राफी। एमसीयू क्या थी, डिसेंडिंग थी। ओके, ये क्या है, असेंडिंग यूरेथ्रोग्राफी, बिकॉज इट इज examining during the anterior urethra, that was in posterior urethra. What is next question? Okay, remote after loading is done. Remote after loading is done. Options are stereotactic radiotherapy, proton beam radiotherapy, external beam radiotherapy, brachytherapy. Okay, so choose one correct choice. So let's see. The correct choice is brachytherapy. Brachytherapy. And what was the question? Remote after loading is done. It is done in brachytherapy. Okay, what is actually a brachytherapy? It is a therapy which generally the radiation are used directly to directly to damage the cancerous cell. Okay, in this the intention is only to damage the cancerous cell, not other tissues. So that's why during this technique, when the source directly damage only cancerous cell, and the source radiation source, it is covered by a capsule. Okay, it is covered by coating of capsule, so that it not damage another tissue, only it attach with cancerous cell. Okay, only it attach with cancerous cell and damage only cancerous cell. So that's why brachytherapy is done after remote. Okay, remote after loading is done in brachytherapy. Okay, what is next question? Radiation dose monitoring in occupational worker is done by option A TLD badge, linear oscillator, collimator, grid. Okay, so there are four options and the correct one is TLD badge. What is TLD? Thermoluminescent dosimeter. Okay, thermoluminescent dosimeter badge is used in monitoring the radiation dose in occupational worker. Okay, so you have to remember, it is a one liner question that in occupational worker we use TLD badge for monitoring radiation dose. Okay, what were another options? Linear oscillator, collimator, grid. Okay, so the correct choice is TLD badge. And the main thing is that occupational worker and radiation dose. Okay, what is next question? A female undergoing treatment for infertility with IVF was given injection HCG present with history of vomiting, nausea, headache, and ultrasound is shown below in image. Click diagnosis. Okay, so you can see the ultrasound, you can see something here. Okay, there are four arrow marks given. So let's see what are the options. Ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome, POX, PCOS, theca lutein cyst, granulosa cell tumor. So let's see what is the correct choice. Correct choice is ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. Okay, and here you can see clearly in this image, it is an image of hyperstimulation syndrome. Okay, and these circles are multiple cyst. Okay, these circle are ovarian cyst. Okay, and these are many, so multiple word is used here. Okay, multiple cyst. Okay, you can see clearly, and these are in sport wheel like appearance. Okay, giving sport wheel like appearance. So you have to remember that in ovarian hyperstimulation, the main identity is sport wheel like appearance of ovarian cyst. Okay, of cyst. Okay, what are the another options? Theca lutein cyst, granulosa cell tumor, PCOS. So the correct choice is ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. Okay, what is next question? The sign is seen in on ultrasound when the common femoral vein meets GSU and femoral artery at the spinofemoral junction is called. Okay, what is GSV? Great Spinous Vein. Okay, Great Spinous Vein. First one is Mickey Mouse sign, string sign, Tylock sign, stemmer sign. So what is the correct choice? GSV is Greater Spinous Vein. Okay, what is the correct choice? Correct choice is Mickey Mouse sign. Okay, when it is the sign Okay, examiner is asking the sign is seen on ultrasound when the common femoral vein meets with greater spinous vein and femoral artery at the spinofemoral junction, and that sign is called Mickey Mouse sign. Okay, Mickey Mouse sign. So let's move to next question. A female patient with clinical symptom of systemic sclerosis present with shortness of breath and the bilateral basal rails, her CXR shows us a reticular opacity. Her CXR shows us reticular opacities. Okay. In bilateral view, basal field. Okay. What is the next step we can proceed? Do CECT, do HRCT, do pulmonary function test, or you can say do 2D echocardiography. So what is correct choice? Correct choice is HRCT. Do HRCT. Why we are doing HRCT? Because all findings, first one is systemic sclerosis present with shortness of breath. Okay, these all finding, clinic findings suggesting that it is a case of ILD, interstitial lung disease. Okay, and if it is a case of ILD, then the first thing which is mainly done in ILD to diagnose, okay, for moving next, that is HRCT. Okay, so the first preference of choice is HRCT in ILD. As these all clinical findings are suggesting for ILD, then we will go for HRCT. Okay, not for not for CECT, not for pulmonary function test, not for 2D echocardiography. We will go only for HRCT. Okay, what is next thing? A 60-year-old lady. Okay, 60-year-old lady with intermittent bleeding per vagina, endometrial collection with thickening and anterior bulging of fundal area on ultrasounding showing feeding vessel sign. What is the diagnosis? Here you can see it is an endometrial polyp, endometrial cancer, some mucous fibroid, or you can say endometriosis. So let's see what is the correct answer. Correct answer is endometrial polyp. Okay, what is correct answer? Endometrial polyp. It most commonly occur after age 50. So age क्या है यहाँ पर 60, and common cause of postmenopausal bleeding. So here you can see intermittent bleeding per vagina. Okay, and seen in patient taking tamoxifen. Okay, it is an extra point, you can remember it. Okay, and the characteristic feeding vessel revealed by color Doppler. So it is showing fetal vessel sign. Okay, feeding vessel sign. So first this thing already told you that the answer is endometrial polyp, but also the sign, this bleeding also saying you it is an endometrial polyp. Endometrial polyp can occur at any age, but the most commonly it occur after 50. So age is also telling you that it is an endometrial polyp. What were another options? Okay, it may be endometrial cancer, so mucous fibroid, endometriosis, but the correct answer is endometrial polyp. Okay, what is next question? A barium swallow image is shown. Click the diagnosis. So here your image. Okay, so let's see what are the options. Achalasia cardia, calcium esophagus. Okay, C esophagus, GERD. Okay, esophageal stricture. So let's see what are you thinking of and what is correct. Correct choice is CA esophagus. Okay, and what was the question? It was asking that barium swallow case. Okay, it is an barium swallow case, and click the diagnosis in image. So it is an esophagus. Okay, here you can say, and it is an calcium esophagus, or you can say Ca esophagus. Barium tapering indicates outgrowth from the wall of esophagus. Okay, what were the another options? GERD, esophageal stricture, achalasia cardia, but the correct choice is Ca esophagus. Okay, what is next thing? A female with infertility. Okay, a female with infertility, highlight this, underwent hysterosalpinography and the image is shown below. So here your image. What is the diagnosis? There are options: normal HSG, hydrosalpingo, extravasation, okay, HSG with coronal block. Okay, what do you think? What is correct answer? So my dear friends, correct answer is hydrosalpingo. Okay, so first thing, a female is with infertility, okay, and underwent hysterosalpinography. So first thing you must know that when why we are using this technique. So first thing, we are using this technique for knowing infertility, or you can say we use only this technique in case of infertility, for checking infertility, okay. And when we must use this technique from 6th to 10th day of menstrual cycle, okay. We not use this technique in the case of active bleeding. If it is a case of active bleeding, it will change our diagnosis, okay. What are the other options? Here you can see it is the woman is in a case of infertile case, okay. And the diagnose is hydrosalpingo. It is not a normal HSG, it is not a case of extravasation, it is not HSG with coronal block, okay. It is case of hydrosalpingo, okay. What is next question? A mid-age female, okay, a mid-age female with sudden onset of headache and neck rigidity, no history of trauma, CT scan image. Okay, what is diagnosis? Okay, so you can see image here and the arrow is already marked. Okay, the examiner asking what is happening here. So what do you think? It can be subarachnoid hemorrhage, okay, meningitis, hemorrhage stroke, or intracerebral hemorrhage. So the correct answer for the question is subarachnoid hemorrhage, okay. And you can see in the question, a mid-age female with sudden onset of headache, neck rigidity, no history of trauma, okay. So the correct choice is subarachnoid hemorrhage. Here you can see clearly diagnose it with image, okay. So it is a case of normal, okay. It is normal city, okay. It is a case of normal case, okay. In normal case, here in normal case here is present cerebrospinal fluid, but in subarachnoid hemorrhage, in this arrow marked region, the blood is present, okay. Both are arrow marked, and here what is present, instead of cerebrospinal fluid, here is present blood. So it is telling us about that it is a case of subarachnoid image, okay. So by image you can clearly examiner ask like this, okay, arrow marked region. So this white area is showing or telling us that here is blood instead of cerebrospinal fluid, okay, here also. So this presence of blood tells us it is an subarachnoid hemorrhage, okay. It is a CT finding. What is next? So my dear friends, this is all about our today's episode. I made this video only for helping the students which have exam in upcoming time. So it is an practice quiz, okay. It is an practice quiz, and generally means it is an a quiz to wake up you before your exam, that you do one time practice for your previous year questions, okay, for previous year set of questions. So my dear friends, thanks to everyone for watching this video, okay. If you feel that this video is helpful, this set of question is helpful, share this with your friends and say them to subscribe my channel. And if till now this time you not subscribe my channel, subscribe my channel and press on notification bell icon, so that you can get updates for all important upcoming videos. So my dear friends, let's end our today's lesson. Thanks to everyone, stay safe, stay healthy.